Record. Welcome, everybody. I'm Anne.
I'm Brian.
And we're here to do some yoga today, continuing with our study of Danda and Baithak, Hindu wrestler squats and push-ups. They build a lot of strength, but also a lot of heat within the core of the body. We're really trying to heat ourselves up through building strength, but in a loving and careful way. So let's start off with some warm-ups by bouncing. Yay! I love to be bouncing. It's so wonderful, especially when you have hauled about 3/4 of a cord of wood today up a hill. Bouncing feels really good, right? So feel free to let that bouncing evolve if you like, into swaying, twisting, but just gently bouncing side to side. Yes, waggling, doing a crazy dance if you want, whatever floats your boat. If you're feeling very, very grounded today and you feel like you need a little more up energy, you can jump in place a little bit like this. If you're feeling very up in your head and overwhelmed by reality and other trifling things, feet wide, squat and bounce down into the ground. Oh, we got some yoga victims showing up. Yoga victims. So maybe while we wait for the yoga victims to show up, we'll just keep bouncing because it really is so wonderful. So I'm gonna bring my feet to about mat's width distance. It's maybe like 2 feet or a little over 1.5 meters. And I'm gonna start twisting
Night away.
the night away while I bounce because I'm not done bouncing yet. This is too good for me to stop now. We got this far. Let's keep going because it's wonderful. It feels good to bounce.
Hi guys.
Really, hello, welcome. Feel free to bounce in the lower part of the body more than the upper part. You can turn the hands forward and back, flapping the arms side to side, bouncing like a crazy person. We're bouncing. Feel free to bounce with us. We can't get enough. Today's a good day for bouncing, so bounce we must. Oh, it's a wonderful day for bouncing and for discovering pebbles under your mat and getting them out of here. And as you bounce, you can find your feet grounded on the mat and start twisting a little more. And we'll enter into a more formal twist in just a minute. Y'all, we're gonna give you some hard shit and then make it extremely restorative.
Sounds good.
I hope that's all right. We've been hauling wood.
We can use the bounce.
Yeah, the bounce is good. We've been hauling wood all day, so we're
Oh yeah.
falling apart at
We
the
hauled
seams
about
here.
3/4 of a cord.
Oh yeah, and we still have more to do when we get home.
Yeah, the other quarter.
So when you're ready, the bouncing can just straight up turn into twisting, letting the hands knock against the back, side to side, feet grounded, standing up nice and tall as you twist side to side. Try to keep your hips facing the same direction the whole time, if you can. I know the hips will want to turn a little, but try not to let them. And then from here, we'll bring the arms up to chest height as if we are skimming water, as if we're hanging out in a fantastic river. It comes up to our collarbone. And as we inhale, we'll twist to the right, exhale, twist to the left. As you exhale, so inhaling right, exhaling left, feel free on the exhale to make the sound shh. So it looks like this. Continuing your twist, continuing the same kind of breathing, wringing everything out. Feel free to take arms up to goalpost arms, Same thing. Inhaling right, exhaling left, making the sound shh on the exhale. And then arms down by your sides. Inhaling right, exhaling left. Same thing. Like you're manually turning a hula hoop. And slowly but surely, let those arms just flap side to side. We'll come back to where we started, just shaking and bouncing. If I was a very nervous yoga practice sharer, teacher, whatever you want to call it, I could see bouncing for a whole class because I wouldn't have to think of what to tell people to do. Just bounce and jump and hop around in circles and the whole thing. But we are not going to do that because I have lots of ideas and tons of machinations for this class. So feel free to take a nice wide stance, 2 to 3 feet, your choice. And we're just going to kind of roll through the hips. We're going to warm up the hips and lubricate the hip joints before doing these squats, which can be done small, medium, large in terms of intensity. So I feel like as long as we're warmed up, you'll know where to go from there. So just rotating in one direction gently, and then switch directions. Gently rotating the other way. If this is really intense, just make them really small circles. If this feels amazing and you want to do this for another half hour, really feel free to trace a wide equator here. Arms can be on your hips. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, arms can be on your hips or just dangling uselessly at your sides. That's fine too. That's another option. If they are dangling uselessly at the sides, feel free to kind of lean them forward. We'll bring the hips to stillness and really let them dangle uselessly in front of you. So it's like I'm making batter or something. Like one hand is coming forward and then the other. I'm bending through the knees a little to support myself and just wagging the arms so they're completely loose from the shoulders. And from here, we'll shake a bit more, stand back up. Feet again are somewhat wide, but not, super duper wide. I'm gonna bring one hip forward and back, and then the other hip I'll bring back. So I'm doing a figure 8 kind of motion through the hips. Again, your choice. This can be a small thing, like you're drawing a small figure 8 on the ground, or a very large, epic, over the top kind of thing. If you feel so moved, you can start doing a backstroke as you do this. Sometimes that helps me to get the looseness of my hips, and it will definitely help you to loosen up the spine. Because we are going to do a few push-ups, just a few, only 5 really. Only 1. And then when you're ready, we'll shake it all off again, grounding. And we'll go the other way. So this time the hip leads forward and then the other hip leads forward. So same kind of thing. This might be easier to get into the movement if you start doing forward strokes, like you're swimming in the ocean in late October, which has been done by me on Wednesday. So it can be done. Swimming in October. They can't get enough of us today. They're so jealous. So from here, we'll shake it all off again. It also becomes we want to work on the maybe one more thing, perhaps. Let's bring the feet together like big toes can touch. Knees come down, hands come to the knees. You just want to look down and make sure you can see your feet. And then from here, we'll just do this wonderful 1920s era dance that possibly is not a yoga posture at all. If it is, it's a Pavamuktasana series 1, wind relieving postures. And then when you're ready, we'll switch directions going the other way. And it's not wind relieving like farting, even though perhaps it makes you fart to do this, but more the idea that if there is wind in the joints, that contributes to coolness of the joints, brittleness of the joints. It contributes to the vata qualities, the air and space qualities of the joints, whereas we want the joints to be nicely lubricated and wet and delicious. So from here, let's shake everything off a bit. Now, the hard shit, so we can get that out of the way. This is part of a series that we've been teaching each week. Feel free to take it at your pace. You don't have to do 5. I was going to do 10 today, but after hauling wood up a hill for a few hours, I think 5 is plenty. So,
I don't even know about the five.
right, Baithak, you have like, there's like a not so intense and a much more intense. The not so intense looks like this. My feet are about hips width distance, maybe slightly wider. If I want to be really obsessive and exacting, I can put 2 fists together and put them in between the arches of my feet, and that's about hips width distance. The halfway is inhaling down, and I'm looking here at my feet. Okay, I can see them. That's great. Exhaling up. So inhaling down, exhaling up. Very simple. Heels stay down. Could do it forever, right? Maybe not. If you do that forever, you'll break your legs off. So then the other one, our heels come up. Inhaling, exhaling. So this is a little more intense because I'm all the way down here balancing. So I want to find something that I'm looking at. It's not moving. Exhaling. A drishti, a point of focus. So your choice, 5, high or low, doesn't matter. When you're ready. And when you're done, shake it off. Jump up and down, bounce, roll the hips, rock the hips, do whatever you need to do to feel like a human again. After that, if that wasn't enough, feel free to double that. So you can do more, fine with me. It's not my quads. So from here, Baithak, I'm gonna have Brian show Baithak. Is that okay? Do you mind doing a couple
Oh, yeah.
Baithaks just to show?
No problem.
Brian has a really beautiful Baithak. Or no, Don, I'm sorry. This is a push-up.
We just did Baithak.
Baithak
Now we're doing Don.
Now we're doing Don. Good old Don. So he's gonna come into a downward facing dog. And then on his next inhale, he's going to gently, I love your knife from the yoga pants. He's going to gently inhale to upward facing dog. Heart open, shoulders down, exhaling back to downward facing dog. You can do this with bent knees if you like. You can do this with your toes tucked the whole time. In fact, I kind of recommend that just because otherwise it gets cumbersome. So maybe show one more time, inhaling to upward facing dog. Gorgeous. If you want to have your knees down there, that's fine. Exhale to downward facing dog. Bent knees are fine here too. The main thing is just keeping the heart open. That's really the number one. So shoulders stay down and try not to hurt anything. We'll do 5 if you like. You can do more if you want to really feel it tomorrow. So exhaling to downward facing dog and inhaling to up. Drawing up through the navel. Using your core to really help you pump. I love the idea of something helping you pump. So from here, you feel free to stay in downward facing dog when you're all done, however many you wish to do of dand. You can pedal the heels down one by one. Walk the feet forward slightly if you like, and then let's just come right down to the knees and right on back to child pose. And from here on out, you teach everything. Give us a restorative.
So keep hanging out in this child's pose. Really let your shoulders relax down your back. Really feel your back expand with each inhale and lengthen. Try to tuck your tailbone down as well. So we have a nice long back. And And take your time when you're ready. We're gonna come up to tabletop. And we're gonna do some cat and cow. So lining up wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're gonna inhale, tailbone comes up, belly drops, head comes up. And as you exhale, let the tailbone drop, let the back round, and let the head drop. So just inhaling, you can take really long, slow, luxurious breaths, inhaling into cow, exhaling into cat. If you want to try to make a game of it, see if you can make the motion start at the tailbone, work its way up the back, and then head moves last.
Never a dull moment.
What is all that noise? Now we're going to start to get a circle into the spine. So when you go to round into a cow or a cat, you can round the ribs off to the side and come in that way, and then round the ribs back around the other side and come back into cow. So now it's like your torso is inside of a barrel, and we're trying to rub it against all the sides of the barrel. When you're ready, switch the direction. You're drawing your spinal barrel circle thing. You can just let the head hang loose with this exercise, or you can move it with the spine. Either way, let it be fluid. Try to not have any tension in the neck. And now we'll come back to center. So, all right, let's open up those shoulders.
Yeah.
We've been throwing logs up a hill all day. So,
Yes.
let's
Feel free, if you have a rolled up blanket or something like that nearby and you want to have this handy, feel free to put it right under your face.
So let's spread the fingers really wide on your right hand. So we're gonna really root into that right hand. We're gonna turn to the left, reach that left arm up towards the sky, right?
Sunset.
And then exhale, thread that needle. So take that left arm underneath the right arm. Will come down onto the left shoulder. You can come down to the left ear as well. If you have a prop, want to prop anything here, feel free to do so. So we're just getting this shoulder opener in the left shoulder. If this is as far as you want to go and you're getting more than enough stretch here, that's fine. If you want to go a little further, you can take the right hand, place it on top of the left hand, interlace the fingers, and try straightening that right arm. That'll give you a little bit more of a twist. If you want to go a little bit further even, you can inhale that right arm up to the sky, exhale it down. Let's put it down on the sacrum first. I always like to check in with my sacrum and make sure it's not sticking out to the right or the left, but that it's facing straight down towards the earth behind me. And then if you like, you can wind that hand around. Maybe you find your outer upper left thigh. And then just breathe here. Breathe deep no matter where you've gotten off of the train of this posture. So we're gonna work our way out of this. We're gonna inhale our right arm up towards the sky. Exhale it down next to your face. We're gonna inhale coming up, turn to the left, reach that left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, coming back to the tabletop. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. So this time we'll spread the fingers really wide on the left hand and this way. And we're gonna turn to the right this time, reach the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, send that right arm underneath of the left arm, bring it down to the right shoulder, maybe the right ear as well. Feel free to pad anything you need to pad. If you want a little extra twist, you can put the left hand on top of the right hand, interlace the fingers, and try straightening that left arm. And if you want to Another kind of a twist, you can inhale that left arm up to the sky, exhale it down to the sacrum, check in with that sacrum, and then maybe wind it around and find the outer upper right thigh. Breathe into this twist. And we'll inhale that left arm. If you have it wrapped around you, inhale it to the sky. Exhale it down next to your face. We're going to press into that left arm as we come up, turn to the right, reach the right arm up towards the sky. Oh, exhale back to tabletop.
Yowza.
Right?
That was real.
So,
Let's do heart pose while we're at it.
heart
And,
pose.
if you want to make it, if your rotator cuffs are really tender, then feel free to bring the hands in front of you coming to the elbows. So the elbows are right under my shoulders here. I'm going to tuck my chin and rest the crown of my head for a stretch for the back of my neck and my upper trapezius. This is one option. Brian's going to show a slightly deeper option.
If your rotator cuffs feel good and nice and safe and secure, you can walk the hands out a little bit further, keeping the hips above the knees. We're going to drop down to the forehead. If you're feeling super extra flexible in your upper back, you can even come to your chin. Either way, we're working on rolling those shoulders down the back, opening it across the heart.
And when you're ready, if no matter where you're at, come to your elbows and we'll kind of walk ourselves forward so that we're laying on our belly. Yes.
Are you
I
going to do
know.
another shoulder opener?
Oh, sure.
Because if you don't, I will.
Okay, you do it. You do it.
All right. Because I just can't open my shoulders enough
Oh,
today.
not enough. Yeah, we've been flinging logs and we
We're
got
laying on our
more
bellies. Let's
logs
turn
flinging.
our head to look to the left. Let's take our arms out into a T. Straight out on either side. And also, as you're doing this, roll the shoulders down the back. So make sure when you're doing this, our shoulders aren't hiked up next to our ears, but they're nice and relaxed as far down the back as we can. And we're gonna let's place the left hand just under the left shoulder here, and we're gonna roll onto the side. So we have our right arm coming off straight out from behind our body. Ooh, what the heck was that? All kinds of cracking and so maybe this is as far as you need to go. Maybe you're getting plenty of stretch right here. That's fine. If you want a little bit extra, you can bend that top leg, bend the top knee, and place that, the left foot on the ground behind around the area behind your right knee. If you want to go even further, whoa, look out. You can inhale that left arm up towards the sky and try to put it behind you. Maybe you can even find the fingers, the hand behind you, and you can interlace the fingers. If you can't, that's okay too. Ah. Well, no matter where you are, just breathe into this. And then we're going to slowly come out of this, just unwind the way you came in. Bring your hands back in front of you, your left hand, and straighten out that leg. Roll onto your back. Let's do this. Let's put our hands in like on top of each other, so you can put your forehead on your hand so your nose isn't smashed into the ground. And then let's just wiggle through the hips here. Woo! Yeah. Just roll the hips back and forth, releasing any tension. Oh. And then we're going to do the same thing again on the other side. So this time, again, take our arms out into a T, returning our head to the right this time. And then you can bend the right arm so you got that right hand just under your right shoulder. And we're going to roll onto our left side this time with the left arm directly out behind you. If it's too intense for it to be directly out behind you, you can also have it like more, closer to the somewhere between straight out behind you and straight down, your legs. So it's more like a 45-degree angle if 90 is too intense. That's totally okay. If you want to go a little further, you can bend the top knee, step that right foot behind the left knee area. And if you want to go even further, you can try taking that right arm behind you. Maybe you find the fingers on the left hand. Maybe you don't. No matter where you are, just breathe deep into this stretch. And we'll slowly start to make our way back down, so you can put that hand down and roll onto your front. Again, make a little shelf pillow, whatever, for your head, and just wiggle through the hips.
All right.
You're
So,
next.
I've got a fun one. I've got some fun ones. So all those squats are really good for closing up the psoas muscles and making them very tight. So now let's do the reverse of that and open up the psoas muscles and make them very loose and happy. So if you're the type of person, I'm just gonna show real quick. If you're the type of person where like this kind of movement is comfortable and easy for you to be completely open like this, by all means, go right into it. For all the rest of us, we have the other option, which is on our bellies, which is great because that's where we are right now. So hands still under our faces. I'm resting my chin on my hands, so you can still rest your forehead if you like. I'm gonna bend my right knee and I'm gonna reach back with my right hand and grab for my right foot or my right ankle. If I'm grabbing my right ankle, I can flex my right foot. That's fine too. From here, if you feel like this is nothing and you got more, but you don't want to do that stuff I just showed earlier, you can push yourself up a little bit to come up onto your left elbow. From here, I'm going to take my right hand and turn my fingers face forward so that I have my elbow pointed up at the air and I'm really bending in to that right knee. And then from here, let's draw that right knee close to the left knee. So my knees are going straight down from my hips. That's a very deep psoas muscle stretch for your right psoas muscle. You're also stretching out your hamstrings here. It's great. So from here, feel free to come back down. Give it a rest. Wag the hips again. We can bend both knees and let the calves windshield wiper from side to side very gently for a second. And then we'll do the other side. So legs come back down. This time I'm going to bend my left knee and I'm going to start off just reaching for my left foot, maybe the top of my left foot, maybe flexing my left foot and reaching for my left ankle. If that's the case, I am keeping my shoulder down and not, wagging all over the place. And then if it feels like you want more, you can come up to your right elbow, reach around and turn I know this is hard to see, turn the left fingers so that they are facing forward and the heel of my left hand is pulling my left toes down towards the ground. Then from here, let's draw the knees together, draw the tail down. That's a really deep stretch. It's pretty intense. So that being said, coming out of this, feel free to rest for a second, wag the hips. If you want more, you can do both at the same time. That would be coming into, what is this, bow?
Yeah.
You can do bow if you want, that's an option. Or you can press down in your hands, coming up through hands and knees to a wide-legged child's pose. You know where I'm going from here? If you don't want to go there, by all means, enjoy a closed-legged child's pose. If that's the case, draw the knees together, wrap the upper body over the knees, and tuck the tail towards the feet to get a maximum lengthening out of the spine. If you wish to join me in a saddle, because that's the name of that, we'll be here in our wide-legged child's pose. I'm going to come up. My feet are wide, or my knees are wide, but my big toes are actually touching each other in the back like this. And my hips are sitting in between my heels if possible. From here, I'm just going to walk the hands back a little bit. This might be all you need. That's fine. This is something. And then if you want to go further, you can come down to elbows. This might be all you need. That's fine. And if you want to go further, you can come all the way down onto your back. If this is the case, lift through the hips just a little bit, tuck the tail, and then let the hips fall back down in between the heels as the big toes remain touching. And we stretch it all out in saddle for just a second. Very intense stretch. Do this at your own discretion. Enjoy the view above you if you're doing this outside. And when you're ready, we'll bend into our elbows again. So coming up a little bit, and then put one palm down, put the other palm down, walk the hands forward, drawing the knees together. We'll join our friends in child's pose, stretching the tail over the heels. Arms can come down by our sides now like a seed. Feel free to wrap the fingers around the heels and just hold for a second. And then from here, we'll push down into both hands next to our knees, roll off your hips to one side or the other, and we'll come to good old-fashioned sit on our butt yoga seat. So, something comfortable and seated. Find a seat that is comfortable and seated. And then from here, let's do just a little bit of hamstring stretches and hip openers. Maybe a little tiny smorgasbord of these things that Brian is so good at teaching. Give us a smorgasbord of hip
Me?
openers. Yeah, you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll turn this way.
You can sit on a blanket. It's great. I recommend it. I'll get him started. So feel free to draw the legs out right in front of you into staff posture. I like to take the extra abundances of my body and kind of turn them out a bit as I sit here so the hips are open. Knees can be bent if you have real tight hamstrings like I do. You think?
Oh, sorry. I got distracted.
You got the giggles.
We're gonna inhale our arms up overhead. Relax our shoulders down the back, and keeping a straight back, we're gonna fold only as far forward as we can come while still keeping our back straight. And then you can take the hands down. If you have a strap, you can take it around the balls of the feet. If you don't have a strap, just let your hands fall wherever they will. But try to work on keeping that that back straight.
Oh.
And then when you're ready, we'll slowly roll up. Let's bend our left leg, our left foot to the inside of the right leg. We're gonna turn the whole upper body. Let me get off of this. Turn the whole upper body to face the outstretched right leg. We'll inhale, arms up overhead. Relax shoulders down the back. Exhale, fold over that right leg. If you got a strap, feel free to take it around the ball of the right foot.
And again, feel free to bend the right knee a little bit if need be, just to keep the spine nice and long. It might be that you need to bend that right knee a whole lot. That's okay. I do too.
And especially bend it if you're one of those people that can lock your joints or hyperextend them.
Okay. From here, let's take the left hand to the outside of the right
Ooh, I like this.
shin. And just kind of slide the right hand back. So we're doing this very subtle twist to the right. You can look gently over your right shoulder, lengthen through the spine. So you might even find that that left hand is like outside of maybe even the right lower thigh. You really want to have that nice twist there. And then when you're ready, we'll twist around the other way to the left and just open out the left leg a little bit to the left. From here, oh, this is fun. I'm going to show you just from the front, but basically my left foot is tucked in to the inside of my right thigh. And from here, what I'm going to do is bend my right knee a little bit and slide my right palm face up under my right calf. So it's like my calf is just kind of gently resting on my palm. If this is really intense, you can just have the palm face up next to the right calf. It's almost like if I had a couple more inches on my arms, my elbow would be resting on the ground inside of my right leg. From here, I'm going to put my left hand on my left shoulder and turn it open to the left with the idea that I want to get my back touching my knee. Obviously, that's not going to happen anytime soon for me, but I'm going to keep trying. So from here, again, turning that left shoulder open, looking over the left shoulder. Let's take the left arm down. So straightening the left arm so the left hand is just resting inches above the left hip. Continue turning that palm face up to open up through that left shoulder. And then from here, if you want to take it further, we'll take the left arm up over the head. Again, rotating up towards the sky, looking at the really incredible sky. If you happen to be practicing outside and the sky is incredible, which typically it is. So from here, let's come all the way back up to seated. Let's put this left hand right behind our left hip here. And I'm going to inhale myself up. I'm going to do a little Pete Townsend and swing myself up to a nice waterfall stretch like this. My hips are coming up, my arm is reaching up, and then I'm going to let windmill all the way back down again to seated. Now you teach halfway in the future.
Yeah, so let's step our left foot to the outside of the right foot, setting up for a seated twist. You can keep your right leg straight if that's more comfortable for you to do so. If you want to do the thing where you tuck the right foot next to the left hip, feel free to do that. But if it feels like your hips are not even when you do this, then feel free to keep the legs straight. We're going to sit up nice and tall here, and we're going to twist to the left. So let's take that left arm and kind of reach it forward and then up and over as we twist. Take it down and around, plant it behind you. If you want a little extra, right? If you want a little extra twist, you can inhale that right arm up to the sky and then exhale it down to the outside of the left leg. Your choice. Now let's turn our heads all the way to the left, and let's turn our eyes all the way to the left as well. Relax your shoulders. Breathe deep all the way down into the belly. Breathing deep in a twist like this helps us with the detoxification processes that we get from twists. Helps with digestion, all that sort of stuff. Hey. Huh?
Other side. Or we're doing the other side. So I'm
Untwist on an exhale. Let's take the hands over to the right side. Take a little bow. Try a little counter twist to the right.
Ooh, okay. So from here,
back to center and do some kind of something.
it's yogi's choice. If you wish to do pigeon on your front, Brian will show how to get into that. If you wish to do pigeon on your back, I will show how to get into that. So pigeon on your back, I'm going to bend my right knee and keep my left ankle over my right knee. I'm going to scoot my hips towards my foot and come on back onto my back. And here I am in pigeon on my back.
And you're coming.
It's the best. And I'm not done yet. I'm almost done. You can put your hands through your leg here and draw that leg towards your chest, rocking maybe side to side a bit. It's so wonderful. And the last thing, if you're doing pigeon on your back, you can spend as much time like this as you like, or you can take that left hand and push the inside of the left knee to keep that left shin parallel to the ground as you draw that right knee towards your chest. Now I'm done.
If you're coming into pigeon on your front, we're just going to walk our hands towards the front. You're already in this position like this. So we're going to walk the hands towards the front of the mat. The left knee comes towards the left hand. That right leg goes out behind you. So the more restorative, you keep the foot closer to your hip. If you want a more intense opening, you can take the shin parallel to the edge of the mat. Your choice. Let's check in with that back leg. Make sure you got a straight line there. Same with the foot. There's no sickling going on. And let's do this before we come down in our pigeon. Let's walk our hands over to the right. Take a little bow to the right. Coming up. Then we'll walk our hands over to the left. Take a little bow to the left. And we'll come back to center, and then let's go ahead and drape ourselves over. Come down as far as is comfortable for you. If you need any props, feel free to use those. We're just going to be here for a few breaths, so just feel free to find whatever version of this posture is going to be easy for you to maintain for about 10 breaths.
And if you're pigeoning on your back, feel free to slide, and you feel like you've been here forever and you could go deeper. Feel free to slide both hands around the front of the right knee. So my fingers are interlaced in front of my right knee. I'm still drawing that right knee towards my chest, drawing that left knee away from my chest. Again, feel free to rock side to side as you do this as well.
Take your time coming up, but when you're ready, we're going to, if you're on your front, we're going to walk our hands back towards the body coming up, and we'll sit off to the left side and bring that right leg out in front of us, and then we can just kind of take both legs out in front and sort of shake them out, windshield wiper the feet.
If you're on your back, feel free to uncross your legs, letting the soles of both feet come to the ground, and just let your knees rock side to side for just a second. Then when you're ready, let them rock off to one side, rock the whole body to that side, push yourself up to seated again. Drawing the legs out in front of you, we'll join up with the legs in front, people, and just waggle our legs back and forth for a little bit. They've been through a lot.
So we'll do that whole
A whole
sequence
shebang
on the other side. So first coming into staff posture, just to reestablish that position. And then this time,
We'll bend the right knee.
bend the right knee.
And we'll bring the right knee to the inside of the left
thigh. We'll turn the whole body to face, the whole upper body to face that outstretched left leg. And then we'll sit up nice and tall. Inhale our arms up overhead. Relax shoulders down the back. And on an exhale, we're going to fold over that left leg. And then again, if you have a strap, take it around the ball of the left foot. If you don't have a strap, just let your hands come down wherever they will.
A bend through the left knee to maintain a nice, strong spine is totally okay. And then from here, let's take the right hand to the outside of the left leg, so maybe to the outside of the left calf to begin with. Let's slide the left hand back along the left side of the body so that we're twisting to the left now, looking over our left shoulder. You can turn that right palm face out and let that slide, maybe even to the bottom of the left thigh. And we'll look over the left shoulder, lengthening through the spine. Then when you're ready, We'll turn around the other way and come into this crazy thing on this side. So this time, again, palm face up on the left arm, slides inside of the left leg. You can put the left palm under the left calf if you like, or just have it resting next door. That's fine. I'm going to take my right hand to my right shoulder, which is hugging down right now, and I'm going to turn it up so that I'm looking up towards this incredible flock of birds above me. And from here, continuing at the shoulder, turning up, I'm going to bring it down my back, the right shoulder, and I'm going to reach my right arm down behind me towards the ground. It's maybe a few inches away from my right hip. From here, I'm going to swing the right arm over my head if I like, keeping that shoulder open so that I'm kind of trying to get my back onto my left knee. I don't know if I'll get it today, but maybe next time. So reaching, reaching, reaching. Again, if you want to readjust, feel free to draw that right hand to the right shoulder, open out the right shoulder, and then reach back up. You can look up towards your right inner elbow if you like. And then from here, we'll let the right hand draw us back up to seated. We'll place the right hand behind the right hip and inhale up into this waterfall kind of thing. So I'm standing on my right knee and my left heel and my right hand, reaching long up over my head. And then I'm going to windmill myself back down to seated again. Maybe moving the right foot out of the way as I do it.
This time we'll step the right foot to the outside of the left leg, setting up for a seated twist. Your option, straight left leg or put that left foot next to the right hip as long as you still feel like both hips are equally grounding into the earth. We're going to sit up nice and tall. This time we're going to reach forward and long with the right arm, then start to turn to the right, take the arm up and around and over and down and behind you. And so we've twisted to the right. If you want a little extra twist, you can inhale the left arm up and bring it to the outside of the right arm, if that's right leg, if it's comfortable for you. Now we're going to turn the head all the way to the right, and we'll turn the eyes all the way to the right. Relax shoulders and breathe deep. And when you're ready, we're going to unwind on an exhale. We'll take the hands over to the left side. Take a little bow to the left. And then we'll come up and come into pigeon.
So if you're doing pigeon on your back, you can bend your left knee, drawing the left sole of the foot to the ground. We'll bring our hips towards our left knee, keeping that right knee bent, right ankles resting over the left knee. From here, I'm going to lift that left knee towards my chest, interlace the fingers of both hands behind the left knee, draw it in towards the chest, and if I feel so inclined, I can take the right hand out and push against the inside of my right knee, keeping that right shin parallel to the ground as I draw that left knee in.
If you're coming into pigeon on the front, you can take your hands out in front of you. This time the right knee is going to come towards the right hand. The left leg will come out behind you. Again, all the same stuff. Keep the right leg closer to the hips for less intensity. Keep the shin parallel to the mat for more intensity. Check in with the leg behind you. Make sure you got a straight line. And the foot is a continuation of that straight line. Again, let's do little bows. So let's walk the hands over to first to the left side. Take a little bow, little push up kind of thing. Walk the hands over to the right side. Take a little push up. And then we'll come back to center, and then feel free to come down as far as is comfortable for you in this pigeon posture. Just relax and breathe deep.
If you're pigeoning on your back, feel free, if you want to go deeper, to interlace the fingers of both hands on the outside of the left knee. So in the front of the left shin, drawing that left knee even deeper in towards your chest,
drawing that right knee away from your chest.
And when you're ready, if you're doing pigeon on your front, feel free to walk your hands up, coming back up. We'll sit off to the right a little bit and take that left leg out in front of us. And again, let's take both legs out in front of us and just let the feet sort of windshield wiper side to side.
If you're doing pigeon on your back, feel free to draw both feet to the ground, having the knees point straight up at the sky. You can just let the knees rock side to side for a second. Woo. When you're ready, rock all the way over on the one side, doesn't matter which. We'll push into our hands to draw ourselves back up to seated. And then draw the hips back. We'll take the legs out in front of us and same thing. Windshield wipering the toes side to side. I guess wagging the legs is a little different. And you can knock the knees up and down a little bit too. From here, let's do just one last hip opener. And then I feel like we'll really take it down officially. Although I kind of want to do shoulder stand. How do you guys feel about a inversion? There's gentle options too if you're like, hell with this, which I get. So before we do that shoulder stand, let's just do one last hip opener. Yogi's choice. You can do either turtle, which looks like this. My feet are, they're far enough away from my hips and my legs form like a square or a diamond shape. And then I'm going to draw my knees up. I'm going to slide my forearms under my shins and hang out like this. If that seems like a terrible idea, you can just fold forward into Baddha Konasana. If you are just doing plain old Baddha Konasana, feel free to draw the heels close to the hips and then fold forward over the feet. So just keeping the spine long, even if it means you're only coming down a couple inches, that's okay. I have my hands in front of me as brakes anyway. And as I come down further and further, I can bend the elbows. And then when you're ready, we'll push back up. Feel free to take the hands under the knees. We'll close the legs like it's a book. If you're in turtle, sliding the arms out, closing the legs like a book. I'm going to come forward just a little on my mat. If you have anything you like to pad under your back with, this is a good time. If you want a blanket under your head or any kind of folded up garment under your head, that's great. Maybe your head and your shoulders. From here, shoulders stand. You can do just plain old legs up. That's fine. This is an inversion and it's great. And if you are doing legs up and you're holding it for a while and you get overwhelmed by that, you can do dead bug, which looks like this. So very nice, gentle option there. And for those of us who want to go a little bit further, there's half shoulder stand where I lift my hips, support under the hips with my hands. My legs are jutting out over my head. And of course, good old full shoulder stand where I walk my hands up my back towards my shoulder blades. My legs are going straight up towards the sky. And I'm not looking to the left or the right. I'm just looking right up at my toes, not moving the head from side to side because I want to protect my neck and keep living. So from here, feel free to draw those legs over you if you want, coming towards plow. If that is comfortable for you, otherwise feel free to stay in shoulder stand or come back to half shoulder stand. If you're in plow and the feet make it all the way to the earth, feel free to straighten the arms down from the back, interlacing the fingers behind you. And then if you're in plow, your feet are down and you're comfortable here, feel free to bend both knees, bringing them to either side of the head. From here, you can reach your arms around the back of your knees, so grasping possibly opposite wrists or opposite elbows. This posture is very Halloween appropriate. It is called youth And then when you're ready, feel free to take arms back down to the mat or support in the hips and just let the legs come slowly up as the spine feels its way down, the legs acting as a brake so that you can find yourself back on your back with legs straight up and then slowly let the legs come down as if they're made out of feathers and dust. And then when they make it to the ground, feel free to turn the feet in and out, in and out. The toes go back and forth, rotating from the hip joints. Palms can do the same thing. Palms go palm face up, palm face down, back and forth. And if you like, you can look to your left and right, gently side to side as your legs waggle and your arms waggle. Everything's waggling a bit. From here, we'll bend both knees, bring the soles of the feet flat onto the ground, push up through the feet to lift the hips a teensy bit. We'll place the palms face down right under the hips and let the hips come back down on top of the hands. Straighten out the legs again. If you wish to join me in fish, we'll inhale to look up at our toes. Exhale to lift the chin and let the crown of the head come towards the ground behind you. When the crown of the head meets the ground, open up through the heart, keeping the shoulder blades down. Elbows are bent here, legs are straight. And when you're ready, we'll inhale back up to look at our toes. There they are, they didn't go anywhere. Exhale, coming back down to our back. Again, arms can come out into a T. Let's bend both feet, bringing the soles of the feet flat on the mat. And we'll let the knees windshield wiper side to side. One more time. Releasing through the low back.
Sure. So the next time your knees fall off to the right, you can just go ahead and leave them there. If you feel like you need more of a twist, you can try to cross that left leg over top of it. Turn your head to the left and just breathe into this twist. When you're ready, we'll come back to center. You can uncross the legs if you have them crossed. Again, let's bend the knees, put the feet on the earth, and again, let the knees windshield wiper side to side a few times. And then the next time it falls off to the left, you can leave them there. If you want more twist, you can cross that right leg over. Turn the head to the right. And breathe into the twist. And we'll come back to center. You can uncross your legs if they're crossed. And actually, let's pull up our knees into our chest this time and just kind of hug everything, rock a little bit side to side. If you want, you can make circles with the knees. If you want to open up into a happy baby from here, feel free to do so. You don't have to, but it's an option. We're going to eventually make our way into final relaxation posture. So if there's any other things you like to do right now before doing that, feel free to do that. And when you're ready, take your time, do whatever you want to do. We're going to all come into final relaxation. Feet come out towards the corners of the mat and you let them fall off to the side. Arms come down, palms face up. Tuck the chin slightly so that if you open your eyes, and you look straight ahead, you're looking straight up at the sky, not off sort of to the behind you or down towards your feet, straight up. So we have a nice long neck here in our Shavasana. Relax shoulders down the back. And we're just going to hang out here for a few moments, letting our breaths come back to normal, and letting the practice soak in.
When you're ready, take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Continue breathing deeply, feeling the belly rise and fall. And on your next inhale, feel free to stretch your arms long above your head, drawing the legs together, stretching long, and then rolling off to one side or the other, it doesn't matter which. And resting on your side for just a second in the fetal position. Honoring your body, honoring your practice. When you're ready, we'll push down onto our hands to draw ourselves back up. Look at these dogs! To draw ourselves back up to a comfortable seat. Doesn't matter what the seat is as long as it's comfortable. When you're ready, we'll inhale the arms wide and up. Exhale, pushing down. You can even lean forward and look up as you inhale the arms wide and up again. Exhaling, pushing back down. We'll do this one more time. Inhaling the arms wide and up. And when they get to the top, draw the palms together. Exhale the palms down in front of your chest. If you wish to join me in An Om, you can. That's one option. I've been really enjoying a mantra recently that I feel the need to share. It is the mahamaya astra mantra. It is a missile of light. It pierces your body with light. You can chant it with me, or you can just hear it and let it clean you out. It goes Om Shri Mahamaya Devi Hrim 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 Hum Put Swaha. So I'll take it in two parts. You can do a call and response if you want. So when you're ready, inhaling Om Shri Mahamaya Devi
Shri Maya Devi.
Hrim 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 Hum Put Swaha.
Hrim, 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 Om Pat Swaha.
Hum Pat Swaha.
Is that what I said?
Hum Pat.
Hum Pat
H-U-M.
Swaha.
Again,
Not Um.
and hrim here is like the sound of like swords clashing together or a bell ringing. It's the light sound that's breaking this crust that we don't need anymore off of us and letting us radiate that light. So we'll do it a couple more times. Again, Om Shri Mahamaya Devi.
Om Shri Mahamaya Devi.
Hrim 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 Hum Pat Swaha.
Hrim, 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 Hum Pat Swaha.
Very nice. And this last one, you can say it with me if you like. I'll do the whole thing. Om Shri Mahamaya Devi Hrim 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 Hum Pat Swaha. And then if you want to do an Om, now's your chance. Yes, that means it worked. Thank you. Namaste. If you have any questions, feel free to message us, type them in the comments, whatever you like, and we'll be back with more. Thank you very much. Yay!